Greetings once again in the matchless name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So, today's message, we have an interesting one to look at. So, imagine this, building a new home. So, how many of you are dreaming to build a home for you, or for your parents' home? So, imagine this, as I'm telling you, one day you're building a home, new home, and you are doing so much of interior works, and you have a swimming pool inside the home, and you have a great fish tank inside the home, and it's like a zoo at one side, and it's a swimming pool at another side, and all the plants, like a garden it is. So front you have a lawn, you have some small puppies and other things to play around, and at the back you have a field where you have a garden also. So it is 3-floor building. It has 3 floors in it, and each and every floor it has so much of luxurious things inside of it. So you need not go out in order to enjoy something or enjoy your life. So everything is inside. So garden, lawn, gym, and everything is built inside. So it's a nice home. After you finish it and look at it, it's looking so nice and so beautiful. Okay, so wonderful. The home looks. The home is built. So next, what else needed for that home? What else you needed inside the home? You built it so much, so you have invested much, and there is lot of things outside. So what are the essential thing that is needed other than this? Just quickly, we have very less time of now. Quickly. Painting, painting, everything is done. What objects you need inside the home? TV, sofa, you need TV to relax, bed, of course. This is what I was asking. But simply you can't sleep on the floor, right? Building a 3-floor house and sleeping on the floor, it doesn't make sense. Okay. Pillow. You have a bureau, you have a dressing table. Dining table, you can't sit on the floor and dine as in the village or in the town. You must have this one. Next, video games. Yes, video games is not bad. It's not evil, but getting addicted to it is bad. But okay, fine. Sometimes we get upset and we bored. We used to play video games. Fridge. Very essential for our mothers. Okay. AC. What else we know? We need much. That's it. So we need tap, showers. Right? We won't take a bucket and building a 3-floor great palace-like building. We won't take our buckets and go to nearby river and wash our clothes or take bath, right? So taps must be fixed, showers must be fixed, heater must be fixed, bathtub must be fixed. So what if everything is well and good? Everything is there. But that home is without light. How does it look? How does it look? It will be dark. Building such a wonderful building, such a home, beautiful home, with so much of facilities and interiors, so it looks great from the inside. But what if there is no light at all in the house? It looks dark. And what else? It tells us a home without light, new home without light. It doesn't make that much beautiful to that, add beauty to that new home, right? So nowadays we have modern lights. So it's coming of different sizes and different patterns, abstracts, many things. So we have n number of varieties of types of lights coming, and the models, new models that coming, garden lighting and terrace lighting are different, staircase, that lighting is different, kitchen lighting is different. So we have n number of lighting systems today that exist today. So a home without any light is like something can't be digested, right? So if just take a simple hut, a very small hut, though it may be very small, but when the light is put inside, it will be neat. Everything we can see. So though we may build 3 floors of building, rooms and other things, but that building, the 3 floors without lighting, seems so much irritated and useless to us. So here we can see today in our message, we are going to meditate and look about light. So see, when a home has light, it gives happiness, right? It gives happiness. So in the past times, before grandparents probably, or maybe in grandparents' time, if you have them still alive, go and ask them, how did you survive before 80 years, before 60 years, before maybe 100 years? So before 100 years, India, and mainly many parts of India, especially in Tamil Nadu, many parts did not have, 90% did not have any light facilities. You know that? Now what we see, lights are an evolution of lights. At that age, at that stage, at that years, people did not have any kind of light, any kind of source of light. I mean, like this designs, this color lights, anything. No. So, no light in many villages. So, many children at that point, now they would be very much elder. So, now today everything has changed. Today they will be probably 40 to 50 or 60 years of age. So, people who are 60 or 40 or 50 now, when they were young, like you and me, they did not have any light facilities. You know that? They did not have any light facilities. Most of the villages did not have light for many years. So if you go and tell light, they won't understand what is it. So you know tube light, and they will say, no, I don't know, what is it. So that was the stage at that time. So at that time, people had no electricity, no lights or fan or anything. They had other source, like lampstand, where they will pour oil and thread and fire it. And after the evening gets over, they will off and just go to sleep. So it was not sufficient for them. It was not sufficient light for them. So for many years, there was no electricity. That's the fact. So after that, those villagers, after many years of struggle and hardship, electricity was coming to their village. So how they reacted, I've seen some videos where we see today also, even today, many parts of the Tamil Nadu villages do not have electricity because it is so far away from the town or from the city or from the electricity board. So people can't run wires and cables from this end to that end. So what they did is that they just kept them simply, allowed those villages to live simply. That's it. No electricity even today in 2024, I'm talking. Even today there is no electricity in many of the villages. If they need to charge their phones or batteries or anything, they need to travel from one village to another village, and they must charge, or they must put their this one. They must come to towns or city in order to get charged, their phone charged, or their bikes charged, or anything, any kind of matter. So once there was a village, and one group of people, they traveled to that place, and they did the solar energy system. How many of you have read this solar energy? So taking current, taking electricity from the solar, from the rays of sun, and producing it as an electricity. So these group of people went to a village where there were no electricity, and they started to build a small solar panel, and from that they tried to put a bulb in a bathroom and in a home. So after watching that, the people, the little children in that village saw that moment very so beautifully. They were just opening their mouths and looking, wow, like. So in the history of that village, there were no electricity till that point. And when they got the electricity, look at the reaction, how they expressed, they were very much happy, as if God had come down and was standing near them like a son. So that much they had, and their lifestyle changed after that. So people used to sleep very early in villages, 6 or 7, that's it. In evening 6 or 7 itself, it will be dim, dark, and everything will be shut down. Everyone will be sleeping at that time. So after that, their life started to change, and the education system also started to change. People who go to schools, they need not sit under the hot sun or under the hot tree. They had the fan, a roof, a light. So everything, their lifestyle changed, and many things around them changed. So look at the joy that the people would have had in their hearts and lives. So another example is that what happens at home when we are watching an interesting match, okay, a cricket match or anything. What you watch? Cartoons, anything, okay, fine. So you're watching cartoons or any sport, a final match, and as you were about to get into, suddenly current goes off. What happens? It's very interesting match. Let's take IPL or World Cup or anything, any cartoon or anything. The moment the current goes off, what happens? Interesting match, interesting player. So he's about to take off his bat and hit something, and suddenly the power goes off. How do we feel? We'll feel so much irritated, right? We will scold the electricity board, the members, all people who work there, right? What these fellows have done. It's a very interesting moment. Now these people have cut the electricity. So are they mad or what? All the things will be running on your mind. So you are waiting for a long time for the current to get back, electricity to return. So on that time also goes by, and nothing happens. But after a very long time, the current once again comes back. How do you feel now? Yeah, of course we will skip a huge time, huge sport at that moment. But what happens? It comes, and you are still able to watch that continuation of it. You can understand. How does it feel? Thank God. These fellows, the EB person, the officers have put, thank God. Thanks for this light and fan. So many people I have seen, when the light comes, electricity comes, they will praise God, they will thank God, they will sing songs and all for that, right? So it means the expression of happiness and joy when light comes. So, but after the light or the electricity comes back, how much happy we feel? So much happy, we don't know how to explain it, but some happy kind of thing will be inside there. So the reason for all these examples, whatever I told, the village, the electricity, without the electricity, that incident, and this example is that we are meditating on light today. When the electricity comes back, it gives some kind of happiness to our soul, to our mind, to our body. So till that time, our bodies will be so much sweat. So all sweats will be running down from our body. As soon as the fan gets on, our body feels good. Our soul, our mind gets relaxed, everything. So some kind of happiness happens within us. So light is something connected to joy, happiness and peace, right? Yes. So light is essential in many ways. So it is essential, right? No person cannot tell that light is not essential for me. Without light, we can't grow, right? When you look at the biology, you see light is a food to the plants. Plants take their food from the light, also from the water, but light plays an important role in the development or the growth of a plant. So light gives energy to make electricity, right? So that is why people invent many things. So out of solar, they get energy, the energy gets converted and made into electricity, light and fan and etc. So light as food to light as energy to make city. So solar powers and other things are built on this. So Bible also talks about light, how it is important and so on. But Bible talking about light is not as what the worldly light deals. Of course, it has the nature from that, but Bible talks about light in a different perspective, in a different dimension. Okay, let's turn to John 1:1-9, the Gospel of John 1-9. It's very interesting. I'll read that for you. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all might believe. He himself was not the light, he came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world. See, this John 1 chapter, first chapter, it talks about in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So this Word became flesh, and this Word became the light to the mankind, the verse says. So what Apostle John tries to tell here is that Jesus was the light to the mankind. Jesus is mentioned here. So he is referring to Jesus, not to anyone else. Jesus was that Word, Jesus was that flesh, Jesus was that light. He was born in order to give light to the mankind, to you and me. So Jesus is the greatest light. Because we see in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form, and darkness was in the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering on the waters. We know that. And let there be light. God said, let there be light. So God just brought brought his son from his inside, and he pronounced, through him everything was created. By him everything was created that was created. So whatever God the Father said from his mouth, commanded, everything was done through Christ. That's what Bible tells us. So in the beginning was this light with the Father as word. So this light was in the beginning. This Jesus was an ancient light. He's not a light just popped out in the New Testament. No. In the beginning itself, this light was present. Through the creation, it worked. So in the mankind, it worked. So it has no end of beginning. So it's an ancient light. It's a divine light. Who? Jesus is the ancient light. He was from the beginning with the Father. So Jesus is the divine light for us. So he is a divine light, which means he has the godly nature. He is God, 100% God. He is God as light. So Jesus, the eternal light. So 3 or 4 things we saw here. Jesus is the greater light. He is the greatest light. He is the ancient light. He is the divine light. He is the eternal light. Forever and ever he will be light to the mankind. So the birth of Jesus, you all know, right? We all study, we all hear from childhood that Jesus was born in Bethlehem and this happened, that happened. We all know that very, very well. So how this light was born, this light is God actually. This light was born in flesh. So light was born in flesh and God was born in flesh. Jesus born in flesh in a humble state, and he was born to Mary and Joseph. So on the earthly father was Joseph. So Jesus had divine father, the Father, Yahweh. And Joseph and Mary took care of Jesus, right? An angel of the Lord appeared to Mary one time and Joseph one time, and the angel said, don't be afraid. The one who is about to born in you, he is Emmanuel. He will bring peace to people, and don't fear. So God allowed it. So this seed will be a holy child. So Jesus was born in that Mary's womb, and what happened? It brought many people together, right? The birth of Jesus united many people because the birth of Jesus was light to all people. So it was happiness to all people. It was joy to all people. So the light, Jesus, after he was born, this light changed many people's life, right? He healed many people. The one who came mute, he spoke. The one came blind, he saw. The one who came as a leper, he walked on his feet back to his home, went back to his home. And the one who was lame, he walked. And one who was dead, he rose back and walked again and went back to his home. So Jesus, the light, was born in Bethlehem, and this light grew up and it did so much of signs and wonders and miracles in people's life. And many things we see in Isaiah 9:2 it says, the people walking in darkness have seen a great light. People who were walking in the darkness, which means people did not realize God. They were without connection with God. They did not have any connection with God. They were walking on their own without the help of God, without knowing that there is a God. Now the verse says, on those living in the land of the deep darkness, a light has dawned. Which means people who did not realize that there is a God, or who went away from God, from the presence and from the light of God, they have seen a great light upon them, which means it refers to the birth of Christ. It says, Christ will be born in Bethlehem and he is the ultimate light. He will shine upon all the people and he will take away the darkness. So this is the message that is given in Isaiah 9:2. So he is the light. Jesus is the light for our lives too. How many of you accept it? Hallelujah. He is the light in our life. So we may walk in darkness many times. We may think something and we may go away from the presence of God. So he is still a light in our life. When we turn to him, he shows us his light. He makes his light shine upon us and help us to walk in right way. So we were once walking in darkness. Your parents walked in darkness. Your grandparents walked in darkness. Your ancestors, my ancestors, once they walked in darkness without realizing there is a living God. Without knowing Jesus, they all walked somewhere in life. They ended up their life, ancestors. But the grace of God has touched your grandparents one day. People who were walking in darkness. Once this light, this Jesus, his light shone, was shining on your parents' life. That is why your parents gave their hearts to Jesus and they surrendered and they are still a believer. And you also, why you are sitting here? Because the light of Jesus shined upon you once. Without even realizing that you and I may be seated here or standing here, but the light of Jesus, his light is on our lives, on our futures. That is why he has a purpose for us, for our lives. That is why you and I are here in this place. You and I are here in this place for a reason. This greater light has called us to his light for a reason. I will tell that little later. So, we were once walking in darkness. So, though we may church, we may come regularly to Sunday service, attend Tamil, English, all choirs and everything. Within ourselves, within deep, we will have large gap from God and us. So there will be darkness in our life, darkness in mankind. So though we may be born in Christian family, we won't have any relationship with the light. Our ways will be entirely different, so unpleasant to God. So our lives will be totally upside down. It's because of the absence of light. So there are many people today who are in darkness. Look at the people who are near you, around you. They don't know who is Jesus. They don't know the right way. They don't know the ethical way, the moral life to live. They don't have good values, most of them, just because they don't know that there is a light which changes their life. And that is why many people end up their life. Because there is no person to tell that there is a light, there is a hope for you. So what they do is they walk in the deep and walk in the darkness, walk in the gap and fall into some sin and they eventually die, take up wrong decisions in their life. So this light, Jesus, came to this earth to save such people, to save you and me from the death, from the realm of sin, from the power of Satan, from the power of the hell. So the darkness, so till now I was telling darkness. What is darkness according to you? What is darkness? So just close your eyes. Don't see like this. Okay. Close your eyes. All close your eyes. Now open your eyes. What you saw? Nothing. That is darkness. Darkness is the absence of light. So where God is not present, that place is darkness. Darkness is something, something so imaginable or something. Easy to understand. It is easy to understand. Where there is no light, there is darkness. So if the media team switches off all these light, what happens? My face will be dark. This backdrop will be dark, and whatever I'm wearing, it will be dark. The keyboard will be dark. Everything will be dark here, right? So darkness, no one brings from outside, right? I don't bring this darkness from shop, from supermarket, and put here, darkness, go here and there. No. So no one is bringing this darkness inside, but the absence of light, when you switch off this light, the darkness automatically emerges. That is darkness. Nothing can be seen. That's darkness. So how can a person walk correctly if there is no light? Just imagine this. How can a person walk correctly if there is no light? In the streets we walk, right? In streets we walk. And if there is no street light, what happens? Though we may use a phone, torch and all, so it won't be sufficient. That won't be sufficient for us, right? So we won't be able to walk properly when there is no street light. So look at the importance of having a light. So if there is no light, we will hit on a stone and we will fall down. We won't realize that there is a pit near us. There is a dustbin or the garbage or anything that is so dangerous, that is ahead of us. So we won't be able to see what is at front of us. So we may stumble and fall down. So how does blind people walk? Can they run a race or walk for so many miles, cross countries? No, right? It's very difficult for them because their eyes, they can't see, right? With their eyes they can't see. So they are blind. So they don't know how to keep the further step, next step. So I seen many people, they were struggling in the railway stations because they don't have the sight vision to see. There will be so much of disturbance for them, as well as they will be stumbled on the way. They will be hitting somewhere, and without movement, they will be simply standing because they really don't know where to go. People sometimes don't care them and they just simply go. So we see blind people, how they go. So how difficult it for them. So very, very much difficult and painful for them to go to one place to another. So what happens when a blind person's sight is renewed? What if a blind person receives a sight? How does he feel? He was blind from the beginning, from his birth, and one day suddenly he got his vision. How does it feel for him or her? They will feel so much happy, right? Because they haven't seen anything. If you tell this is pencil, they would have touched and felt, but they haven't seen in their entire life. So entire world of them would get changed. They will be exploring a new world from that time. So in each and every moment, God shines from above in our lives. We were once like blind people, don't know where to go, how to do things. But see, God shined. So He is the ultimate light. So now God has made us, you and me, we all, whoever follows Him, Jesus makes us as light. So in Ephesians 5:8, let us read Ephesians Ephesians 5:8. The verse it says, "For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Live as children of light." Verse says, "For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk and live as children of light." Verse beautifully says, so God touched our lives. God touched our lives and made us a light to the other people. So this is what today's meditation is all about. Matthew 5 verse 14 to Matthew 5 verse 14 to 16. Let us read. It says, You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. Same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. It talks about Jesus is saying, you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. And a town which is built on a country, it cannot be hidden, right? Once you go to Kodaikanal, Ooty, anything, Kerala, so many hill stations will be there. So can any person hide any building from top of the hill? So it's like a person who is born in Christ. So once you and I are children of God, born of Christ, we will be like a light to the other people's life. What kind of light? A light which cannot be hidden. So people will not light a lamp and put it under a sofa or under a bed or cot, anything, right? They will place it top. So only then the whole house will have the light. In case of emergency, while the power goes off, what our parents would do, they will have a candlestick, place it above everything. Only then the entire home will get a normal light. So you are light, we are light. English church is a light for the other people, right? It must be a light for others. So verse 14, 15 and 16, it all talks about this light. Three things to draw from this. So we are very shortly close to this message. We are now in this last part. So today God has made us light to the world. That is true. We just now read it. What kind of light are we? What kind of light are we? So number one, the light which is set on high. God did not keep somewhere below. He did not keep us somewhere below, near our feet, near people's feet. But we are set high. Why we are set higher is because only we are higher, people will see us. Jesus has placed each and every one of us. He has set us on height. So when we are set height, we will be visible to everyone, right? Look at the lighthouse. From many kilometers we can able to see that, because it is set on high, the light. So the similar way, God has set us like that lighthouse, of the light to the mankind, to people around us. And when people look at us, we will be on the higher level. So people, once they see us, they will realize God who is inside of us. Number two, what kind of light are we? The light which takes away darkness. We are not set on high for simple reason. God did not keep us or keep us there to be idle, but we are light, a kind of light which is kept there to take away darkness. Once we are in our friends group, once we are in a relatives group, not in WhatsApp, not that group. Once we are united with our friends, we must be visible. God has placed us above everyone. So the reason is their darkness must be turned into light. Not you getting darker when you go and join them, but they must get your light. So that is why God has kept you, and for this reason you are placed. Number 3, what kind of light are we? The light which sends people near God. Not just in a higher position, in a higher place, kept in a high place. Not just taking away darkness, but also the light. We are light who sends people, who send all people, our friends, our relatives, towards Christ. So that must be our aim. So we are kept set on high. We are light which takes away darkness. God has kept us as light to send people near Him. For these 3 reasons, God has kept us as light. So Israelites were the light. God made the people of Israel as light for other people. Once other people looked at Israel's and their prosperity, they saw God in them, and they thanked and glorified God. The final verse, it says, the same way, let your light shine before others. Let it shine. Don't make it dim. That they may see your good deeds, they may see your good activities and glorify your God. Which means they must also get united with you in praising and in worshiping of God. So remember these 3 points, and you know your purpose, and you are kept in this world as a light for the people who are in the darkness, right? So walk like people who walk in the light, and people as light, okay? So don't be people, or don't get distracted with people who are the darkness. So go near them, no problem, but you don't get darkened. Let your lamp not be shut off, but let it grow and let it shine more and more and more, that the darkness out there will be also made as light. They must also become light and become the greatest light for the other people. So once your light is shining on others, they will also get saved by Jesus. And once they get saved by Jesus, they will go out and be a light for so much of people. Okay? So keep this in mind and ask God to make you as a light for many people who are in darkness.